Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. The Canadian press reports that Israel and the United States carried out a series of airstrikes on Iran on Monday, resulting in the deaths of over 25 people. In response, Tehran launched missile attacks against Israel and its Gulf Arab neighbors. These events unfold as U.S. President Donald Trump's deadline for Iran to reopen the strategic Strait of Hormuz, a crucial passageway for global oil shipments, looms on Monday night Washington time. Trump has threatened severe retaliation, including targeting Iran's power plants and infrastructure, if the strait remains closed. However, Iran has shown no indication of backing down, leading to a 50% surge in global energy prices since the conflict began on February 28th. Diplomatic efforts involving Oman, Egypt, and Russia are underway to find a resolution, but traffic through the strait has significantly decreased. The conflict has caused thousands of casualties across Iran, Lebanon, the occupied West Bank, Israel, and among U.S. service members. Jabri. Reps.Bress reports that Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi stated on Monday that her government is currently arranging summit talks with Iran. This initiative comes in response to the deteriorating situation in the Middle East, with Takaichi emphasizing that Japan is exploring every possible avenue, including top-level discussions. The announcement was made during a meeting of the House of Councilors Budget Committee. Furthermore, the Prime Minister addressed the ongoing energy crisis, indicating that the government would not rule out the possibility of calling on the public to save energy. She also outlined efforts to secure alternative crude oil procurement sources, specifically mentioning countries in Central Asia, Latin America, Canada, Singapore, and the United States, which are believed to have increased production capacity. Takaichi assured that Japan has steadily secured the necessary amount of energy resources. 9 News reports that Australia's Energy Minister Chris Bowen has confirmed the nation's fuel shipments are secured well into May. Despite increased travel over the Easter period, Bowen stated that fuel supplies actually rose. However, he emphasized the critical need for the Strait of Hormuz, a key Middle Eastern shipping lane, to be reopened as quickly as possible, given the ongoing international anxieties over supplies. The article highlights significant concerns for local industries, particularly in New South Wales, where farmers are being forced to abandon crop planting due to fuel shortages. This decision could potentially trigger a nationwide food crisis in the coming months. Analysts also warn that the peak of fuel prices is still anticipated, potentially leading to a 20% increase in the cost of meat, fruit, and vegetables within as little as 3 weeks. Bowen provided specific figures on service stations without diesel or fuel across various states and territories, acknowledging the hard work of refinery staff, truck drivers, and service station employees over Easter. According to GG Press, the Trump administration announced on April 6, 2026, a simplification of its 50% tariff measures on steel, aluminum, and copper. The tariff rate for derivative products, including home appliances, household goods, building materials, and tools, will be lowered to 25%. This revision is expected to reduce tariff rates for many items. Previously, the 50% tariff was calculated based on the price of the contained materials within a product. The new approach shifts to a 25% tariff on the total value of the product. The administration also specified that high-content items like steel and aluminum plates would retain a 50% tariff, while products with the material content of 15% or less would face zero tariffs. The primary objective of this change in calculation method is to simplify procedures for businesses and alleviate their administrative burden. According to a Liberty Times report citing Reuters, Taiwan's Kuomintang, KMT, chairperson Cheng-Li Wen is scheduled to visit mainland China from the 7th to the 12th, with a potential meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. This comes as China intensifies its unification propaganda and military pressure on Taiwan. Reuters describes the trip as a peace journey, but its timing is under scrutiny given that Taiwan's proposed NT$25 trillion defense budget is currently stalled in the opposition-led legislature. The report highlights Beijing's ongoing military and political coercion against Taiwan, its claims over the island, and its promotion of a peaceful unification narrative through various propaganda efforts to sway Taiwanese public opinion. While the KMT advocates for peace as the foundation of prosperity, Cheng-Li Wen emphasized to foreign media that political channels are indispensable for cross-strait peace, not just defense capabilities. However, opinion polls in Taiwan consistently show very low public support for Beijing's one country, two systems model. This marks the first high-level KMT visit to China in nearly a decade, though Beijing has not yet confirmed a meeting with President Xi. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.